So there is this book that I am reading by a Zambian author named Binwe Osinyangwe, and it's called Quills of Desire. It has 15 chapters that have been split into three parts. Part 1 is called A Future and a Hope, and it runs from chapter 1 to chapter 6. Part 2 is called Welfare and Evil, and it runs from chapter 7 to chapter 10. Then finally, part 3 is called Light and Darkness, and it runs from chapter 11 to chapter 15. So far, I've read chapter 1 and I found it very interesting, so I decided to make a video of a quick summary of it, and I hope you guys will enjoy it. So the chapter opens on a cold, rainy evening as Weezer, the main character, sits on the veranda of his family home with his father, Mr. Chambuleni. It is the night before Weezer departs for his final year at Kenneth Kaunda Secondary School, and his father takes the opportunity to impart a familiar piece of wisdom. "My son," he says, "life is like a queue. With patience, your turn will come, and you'll be free to choose whatever you want." This is not the first time Weezer has heard these words. His father first shared them 4 years earlier when Weezer was about to begin secondary school. The second time was during his third year after an altercation with a government official. On that occasion, Mr. Chambuleni warned his son to stay away from politics, fearing that it might just bring him trouble in the future. Now, Weezer is an exceptionally intelligent, driven, and ambitious young man. From a young age, he dreamed of earning an engineering degree, then getting a master's degree, and eventually getting a PhD, aspiring to work for a prestigious company like Roberts Constructions Limited. He draws inspiration from his older brother, Kocha, who is the firstborn of Mr. Chambuleni's 8 children and is currently studying abroad in the UK. While two of Weezer's siblings, Chakonta, who is the second-born, and Leia, who is the fourth-born, did not attend secondary school. They still showed promise in life. However, only Weezer and Kocha appeared destined for academic success, with Weezer's intellect and dedication far surpassing even his brother's achievements. Now, since the age of 8, Weezer has prayed for academic success, and the gods seemed to answer. He consistently topped his class, both in primary and secondary school, earning admiration from teachers, including Mr. Mpongwe, his former headmaster at Polo Primary School. However, Weezer is far from the perfect child. He has a fiery temper that frequently lands him in fights. If not for his father's influence and his own academic brilliance, he would have been expelled from school long ago. Parents of his peers often complain to Mr. Chambuleni about Weezer's violent behavior, presenting torn uniforms or damaged bags as evidence. Though his father initially disciplined him with beatings, Weezer would run away for days in anger, forcing Mr. Chambuleni to now resort to verbal reprimand instead. Even at school, Weezer's teachers, especially Mr. Mpongwe, overlooked his misconduct because of his outstanding grades. On one occasion, Weezer harassed Mr. Mpongwe's daughter after she ignored a letter he wrote to her, even threatening to beat her up. Instead of expelling him, however, the headmaster reported the incident to Mr. Chambuleni, who promised to handle the matter privately. As the chapter concludes, Weezer finally reflects on his father's words, sensing their weight as he prepares for his final year of secondary school. Though excited about his future, he also feels apprehension knowing he must face the teachers and classmates who resent him, including his current headmaster, Mr. Das Gupta. After their talk, Weezer and Mr. Chambuleni retire for the night, and the next morning, Weezer departs for his final year of secondary school, uncertain of what lies ahead. That was a summary of chapter 1. I'll be reading chapter 2 as well, and I'll soon post a summary of it, so follow for more.